Get started. I know Caleb's in the training room. He'll be here in a second. Um, you know, I think, and I told this young man this, like how impactful that first turnover was, just to give us confidence as a team and kind of take the pressure off. One of the things I said in the pre-production meeting yesterday was I said, hey, pay attention to the first 7 minutes of the game. That's kind of been, when we play well in the first 7 minutes, it doesn't matter. We're going to be in a four-quarter fight. When things haven't gone well for us in that first 7 minutes, oftentimes we haven't been able to dig ourselves out of that hole. And I looked up after 7 minutes when we were up 14-0, thanks to the turnovers that the defense had created. And I thought, that was a hugely impactful play, and it created momentum for us and confidence. And you see what can happen when you play with confidence. And that, 5-0 on the turnover margin. I mean, we flipped the script on that, and we scored in all three phases. I probably wasn't real happy about the last score. I would have preferred to just fair catch that and take a knee and be done with it. But happy for Kai to get an opportunity to score a touchdown. Our staff has worked really hard to hold this thing together and kind of handle the subcultures within the team, keeping these guys pulling on the same rope, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And those guys have done an awesome job of that. I think it was a tremendous plan that Kane and the defensive staff put together. Those guys were confused. He didn't know where to go with the ball. Even early, he wasn't accurate with the football. And then leaning into the run game and being really disciplined about our game plan, continuing to eat clock no matter what the score was. We're going to try to shorten the game and take away possessions from them. And we moved the ball really well today against a really good front seven. I mean, this is a talented group of kids. And I looked up at one point in time, right before the last, and then probably the last two drives that they had under 100 yards passing, which is very uncharacteristic for them. I think that speaks to the job that we did on defense in terms of preparation and execution of the game plan. And I'm really, really excited for these kids, man. They've worked hard and they deserve it. And so keep it short so they can go have a good time.
Yeah, Jeff, what's that feeling like walking into a celebratory locker room for the first time in a bit?
Yeah, it was. I don't know. It's a little surreal, honestly. Like I've been a part of some wins in my career, and you want to be able to not feel that pit in your stomach at the end, and it was nice to be able to just let these guys, have that exhale, so to speak.
Yeah, Murvin, you feeling two picks, and you guys get a big win. Everyone celebrating on the sideline. It felt like you guys exercised some demons in this one.
Yeah, this is a testament to the coaching staff and the guys we have on the team. Everybody love each other. We told each other before the game. We just gonna play for each other out there. You know what I mean? We only got 3 games left, nothing to lose. So, I really think we just came together and just balled out, just went out there and go hoop. So for sure.
Nakian, what are you feeling when that ball hits your hand and you just created a huge momentum play as you run into the end zone early on?
Unexplainable, to be honest. That was my first pick six of my career, so that was sweet to have. But I really couldn't even hear nothing. Like one of my teammates, Cam Brown, asked me like, "What? Like, could you hear anything?" I was like, "No, all I heard was the fans cheering." And then once I cut back and QB failed, I was in the end zone. It was a wonderful feeling.
Can you just speak on how Coach Choate and the whole group has kept you guys together and trying to work toward this kind of breakthrough moment where you can celebrate?
Yeah. Yesterday we spoke about brotherhood and playing for each other, and I think that really was like showcased today, like on display. And that was a great way for us to come together and really put everything together and showcase what we can do when we're all on the same page.
Yeah, Jeff, talking about being all on the same page, complementary football, and to see every phase get their moment. How impactful is that for the program as a whole?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, there's things that aren't probably going to be celebrated as much, but we had a lot of true freshmen that went out there and played, and sophomores, young guys like Bryson Snelling getting an interception at the end of the game, Matt Kump running down on kickoff and getting a big play inside the 20-yard line, Dom Kelly getting his first career touchdown. So I think it was you can see, even late in the game last week, when some of those young guys got opportunities, you could see how happy these guys were for those young guys because they know they worked their tail off. I mean, they're lifting the same weights, they're doing the scout team thing, and they're putting the hours in. And so it was cool to see those guys get an opportunity to really showcase what they can do, but also to be celebrated.
Coach, could you talk about the blocking from your offensive line today? I think it was that third touchdown on Caleb Ramsey's first one there. I mean, it just seemed like everything was working well.
Yeah, I think we were really in sync on offense today. It starts always up front. I thought the Union did a great job. I mean, Caleb went for over 120 something yards. Not very often that you're feeling pretty good about things and you're like, hey, just run it again. Just play repeat, just run it again. They can't stop it, run it again.
how important was it at halftime too to not let any moment or any emotions get too big, knowing what the score was, that you still did have a full half to go out?
Yeah, candidly, I don't really think that these guys feel like they know that. They've been in some tough situations, and they don't. Thomas Woody said it to me on the way in. He's like, we thought they would probably make a quarterback change, which eventually they did, but we had a lead going into the fourth quarter at their place last year. They made a quarterback change, and that was kind of Edith's coming out party. And so I don't think there was a lot that needed to be said. I think we kept our foot on the gas and played with poise. Even though we missed a field goal in the opening drive of the second half, we possessed the ball for almost 5 minutes, and moved the ball all the way down the field. And so it was a good day. It's one day. I want more. Wish we had more, but it was we'll enjoy this one.
Does it feel like there's a weight lifted off your shoulders just knowing this was the first Mountain West win of your team?
Yeah, it's embarrassing that it took me this long to get that done, to be candid with you. So, no, I don't feel any different, honestly. I'm happy for these guys. I'm happy for our staff. We got recruits in town. I'm going to go have dinner with them at 7 o'clock, and it's back to work tomorrow. Who's going to be there? You or, Yeah. Yeah. All right. Okay. Good. I got you. All right.
Coach, given what happened last week, how would you just explain such a quick turnaround and such a drastically different result this week?
Every football game takes on a life of its own. You can't, I think Bronco told me after the game last week, he's like, I didn't see that coming. And, I just think it's just momentum, the psychology of winning, confidence, all those things that go into play. But I think that, we've already kind of talked about Nakian's play at the beginning of the game, that how impactful that was in terms of giving our team confidence and lifting that kind of cloud off of us. Hey, something good happened for the Wolfpack. All right, let's keep this rolling, and it's definitely something that we can build on.
Murvin, I'm seeing some video here in the middle of a big dance circle there in the locker room. Can you just explain that feeling in
Who
there?
posted
Just
that?
what it was
I don't
like.
know. That must have got clear quick. No, that just happened.
What's that feeling like?
It's a surreal feeling. I love these guys on this team. Like, this is probably one of my favorite teams I played on. Just how close the guys are. Like, everybody from O lineman to the kicker, like everybody knows each other's names. Like, that's real important when it comes to a team. You gotta have that type of chemistry. So, just getting this win, I think it, uplifted and it sparked something in that room. So for sure, it's a blessing.
All right, Coach, this is your largest win since the 2018 season opener. What does that mean for the team and then you guys as a whole as a program?
Yeah, a win's a win. It's nice when you can get some other guys opportunities to get out there and play when you have a lopsided margin, but I wouldn't care if it was 6-3. I would be thrilled.
All right, and then one quick question. Did you guys get tired hearing the cannon go off that many times?
I hope they run out of ammo again in a couple weeks.
Any more questions? Coach and guys?
Yeah. Coach, how much do you think a start like this today just helps Carter too then when he went out there and he seemed really settled and,
Yeah.
he didn't feel like he had to make as many plays given what the score was?
Well, in the run game, obviously that's the quarterback's best friend. And especially, he had a tough go last week in Logan. And for him to be able to come out and operate the way he did, see the field the way he did, I think Chuba did a really good job of kind of being a compliment to Carter today, and Caleb in the O-line. It was a total team win in that regard. And I feel really good for Carter. This has not been easy on this kid, and he's handled it like a champ. And it was great to see him go out and have success today.
Are we good? All right, Coach, guys, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys.